Of all the things you can swatch from your crafty supplies, I think the most important one are your stamping inks. Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I'm going to show you how I have been swatching inks lately. Maybe I'll show you how I've done it in the past and some other ideas that you can use as well. The goal is to get you swatching so that the next time you go to reach for the perfect color, you know exactly what that ink looks like. To see my video, stick around. It's coming up next. I'm going to start out by showing you some of the swatching that I have done and what is probably the easiest thing for me at this time after making cards for many, many years. So when I first started, I took the Jennifer McGuire downloads and I used these coin pockets because I think this is a brilliant way to swatch. The thing that's kind of cool about doing it this way too is that it's easy to update. It's easy to, divide this up by company, and you can pull out the little cards when you're trying to lay out a palette. In fact, now that I'm looking at this, I have no idea why I don't still do this. This is so great. And here too, you can, again, I went in rainbow order on this, which actually is pretty smart if you ask me, because it shows me, there's some inks here. I don't even know where that one is anymore. Stampin' Up, that shows you how old some of these are, because I started stamping and I had, I still had a few Stampin' Up pads from probably a party that I had gone to over the years. But this is Jennifer's kind of idea that she popularized many years ago. So I'm going to be sure to put a link to Jennifer's blog and her organization posts because they're just brilliant. And here I just used a single stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. Let me grab that. This swatches set is probably the thing I used most for swatching. I did just the solid, but it's got little patterns here and it fits perfectly on these little 2-inch? I think they're 2-inch pockets. Yep, 2 inches by 2 inches. And again, Jennifer has templates that you can download and print and cut, and they're so easy to use. But I think this is great. In fact, now that I'm looking at this, it's getting me thinking. But anyway, I just wanted to share this idea because I link mine with some big rings here, and I hang this in my closet so that when I'm ready for something I can look. Now here, this shows how old this is. I have some old Allie Edwards inks that I swatched. I love that she calls them organ names like Tillamook, Pendleton, St. Helens. Come on, it's so great. But again, and then I have Distress Oxides. But the funny thing is, this will allow me to migrate into something I did a while ago, and I decided to start using some of the waffle flower swatching tools. Now, I have used those the most. They are really great, and I will show you what some of them look like. So you have stamps, and you can stamp these and list the colors and come up with combos and make yourself basically the coolest swatch link ever, or swatch samples ever. But what I tend to do the most here is use the dies. So there's a tag die and then there's a larger tag die. They're not all combined together. Some of these are separate. And here what I did was I took all of my Distress Oxides, I cut out little sample pieces here, and then I inked them really well so that I could glue them on and know what I had. I wrote over them with a white gel pen. And this way, I do know what all of them look like. And actually, they've held up really well. I have an area where I hang some of these, and the sun does not hit there, so there's not any risk of fading. But when you swatch, you have to be mindful of that, because if you have a lot of sun streaming into the area where you store your swatches, it will affect the swatches over time. But love that. But lately, I have moved much more into using this tag. Now, it does make for a big piece, right? But it is a little smaller and a little more handy to bring it in when you're working, go through, pick out like, oh, which color do I want here? And the thing I did with this one is I decided to go solid, pattern, and pattern, just to give me a better idea of what a pattern would look like and what the solid looks like. And most of the time when I make swatches like this, I stamp them twice. I use my MISTI, and I will show you that shortly because we're gonna swatch out some Concord and 9th inks that I just have never swatched. So here's one option, right? This makes a nice little ring. I just printed this on cardstock and used my tag to cut that out. But I'll show you what I did recently. The most recent thing, oh, and here's these guys. So this is an example of taking some of the stamp options from the waffle flower and these little dots here with the lines, because then you can actually do little multi-panel. But the only reason I think this is really pretty, but I prefer having one color on a tag because it's easier to say, will this go with that and will that go with that? You know what I mean? I mean, it's pretty. I don't use this very often, but again, the tag is what I love. So here, this is for my Simon Hurley's, which I just got his inks about, I don't know, a month ago. And I downloaded his logo. I just right-clicked on the website, I think, and printed it out on a piece of cardstock with my inkjet printer so that I could have a little, cute little cover. And also having a cover just keeps the colors, protected. And then I hand wrote on there. Sometimes you can get really fancy and sometimes you don't have to, but here's what I've started doing is ink blending on the reverse side. I feel like I ink blend so much that knowing what a color basically shears out to, if you will, is kind of cool to have. And so that's what I'm going to do for my Concord and 9th inks today and show you how I do this, because it's just, some Post-it notes or masking material, and you stamp a big image on one side. I might still do the tree, and then you blend it out on the other side. Again, it's going to help you to see what the color looks like just as a stamped item and what it looks like sheared out. And the thing is too, you can take these off, and when you're planning a project, you can lay them out and see what colors work together. Now, I keep my inks, of course, by manufacturer, but you could certainly just have whatever inks you have, just make swatches, and then you would just write, Simon Hurley Prom Queen, or create a little label for it. So let me get a bunch of tags cut out this size so that I can just show you some quick swatching of my inks. To get started swatching, here are a couple things to point out. Number one, I use a good quality cardstock. So I'm using Nina Classic Crest Solar White in the 110 pound. The reason I recommend a good quality cardstock is because if you're going to be thumbing through these and looking at these and ink blending on these and stamping on these, this is a tool that you make once, and then hopefully it will last you for a while. And if you have to replace a tag because you spilled a cup of coffee on it or who knows what, it's very easy to do. But here's the cool thing as well. So I'm using the tag from this set, but from this swatch set, there is a die that cuts out 2x2 squares. So if you want to do the coin pocket thing just for a few inks or try it out to see if you like it, Waffle Flower also has this. And I think that's very cool because then it has all these other little die pieces for making all kinds of different swatches for all sorts of different things. But I'm going to set this aside now and show you basically how I'm going to do this. And I actually have a stencil mask for doing the blend on the back side. Let me grab my MISTI. I've got my Simon swatch stamps positioned, and I'll put this right into my MISTI, my tag. This is a grip mat, so this is stuck down to the base there, and it holds cardstock in place. This takes the place of a MISTI insert pad, so you can stick these down and just start cranking them out. I played with the position a little. I think it's pretty good, and I will start with my pink lemonade. This is my favorite color, actually, from Concord and 9th. I cannot believe how much I love it. I'll use my little mini Stampin' Bug, let it transfer, pick this up and stamp it one more time. And this shows me solids and patterns and how the ink will look. Concord and 9th inks dry back quite a bit and smooth out, so it gives you a really cool look. And it doesn't necessarily look exactly like when you first stamp it. So then I'll clean this off Make sure, I just have a Lawn Fawn stamp chamois here. And make sure before you bring in your next tag that this is completely dry, because you don't want to transfer any extra water. But then we take it out. We set it with the pads so we don't forget what color it is, and we can move on. I am going to show you the next step though for blending the backside sample. Here I've placed another grip mat. So the order would be I would stamp all my sample sides with the stamps first, then use the backside. And let me show you what I found. I was thinking about this and I pulled out my Simon Says Stamp A2 masks, and this is the perfect size to mask an area for blending on the back. Just like that. You stick it down and you have a little frame in which to blend. When I had done my Simon Hurley, I just used Post-it notes. I completely forgot about this stencil. See, that's what happens. You know how it is when sometimes you have things and yeah. All right, I am going to blend though with my new Pink Fresh Studio brushes. I recently bought many of these and I have this nice little acrylic lipstick case that I keep them in. Yes, I did learn about this from my friend Jennifer McGuire because she has all the good ideas. And the cool thing about this particular holder, which I have 4 of them now because I keep other brushes in mine as well, these will fit if you have the IKEA pegboards in your creative space and you use the Skatus shelving. These fit on the shelves. And so what's nice is now I am going to start keeping the brushes that I store here in these types of acrylic containers on the shelves where they are closer to where I can reach and access, and also I think they look pretty. So let me grab my pink brush and I'm going to wipe this off on a towel because I'm not sure what color I was using before. All right. And then I'll grab my pink lemonade and just take my brush, swipe it, pick up some ink here. I'm going to tap a little off and just swirl it and just start blending. And the nice thing about this is these brushes give you a really soft, fluffy blend, but you can also build up, right? I'm just going both ways, working my way up so that I can see what the lightest blend looks like. Okay, just like that. And then I can come back in and darken it as I go. Swatching is such a great crafty thing to do. Number one, it'll show you what your inks look like. You will realize, oh, there was an ink that I completely forgot about, and it's beautiful. Also, when you have no mojo, something like this, you're crafting, you can actually watch a movie. If you don't have a TV where you craft, just bring in your phone. You know, yeah. I tend to do a lot of watching Harry Potter movies when I'm doing this. I know, that's just a thing. But here now I have my swatch done. And when I peel this off, I have a sample of what it looks like blended. And I feel like this for me is even more valuable than stamping sometimes because I do a lot of blending. Then once this is done, I take a little bit of alcohol that I keep in a spray bottle, just give a quick spritz and clean your stencil. It'll be dry within seconds and then it is ready to move on to the next swatch. And last but not least, I have a brand new printable on my blog and the link will be in the description so you can get this. It has many popular stamp companies, and if you print this out, which I did on a piece of my heavy cardstock, you can cut them apart, and these are perfectly sized so that you can cut out a little cover tag for your swatches. And I will be adding more to the list as I get requests for them, so hopefully I have your favorite stamp ink companies, but you can decorate it any way you like, or you can just keep it clean and simple. Again, you can find this free download on my blog at cathyzielske.com. Thanks so much for watching today. Hope this helps you to kickstart some ink swatching so that you have all of your pretty colors ready to add to a project and you know exactly what they're going to look like. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, please become one today. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you back here with another card project soon.